In the modern rap game, distinguishing yourself with a signature rap persona is not just helpful, it's necessary. Even with a little bit of shaky chart performance this year, the rap genre reigns supreme globally with a plethora of artists and audiences all pushing for prominence. And for an emerging artist like yourself, the challenge lies in breaking through the digital noise to establish a memorable brand that resonates with fans. Without a doubt, a standout rap identity is your secret weapon in garnering a devoted following. With that said, as the most subscribed YouTube channel on learning how to rap and having equipped thousands of rappers around the globe with our amateur to artist strategies, in today's episode of How to Rap, we're excited to guide you through crafting your unique rap persona in 7 strategic steps, because if you reflect on the rap of the 1990s, it was known for its authenticity, yet the structure was kind of rhythmically predictable, we'll say it that way, with monosyllabic rhymes that led to expected ends. This 21st century era of rap, however, ushered in a new period characterized by diverse artistic personas that have since redefined the genre's boundaries. So to guarantee your style resonates with the current times, we're here to refine your approach, help you evolve past outdated trends to deliver fresh, compelling rap narratives, and describe 7 essential steps to creating your rap persona. Now, before we begin, be sure to like this video if you enjoy topics such as finding your unique rap style and creating an authentic persona on the mic, because we drop weekly content on the science of going from being a beginner rapper to legendary artist. And if you yourself are ready right now to start a full-time rap career, consider going to the video description to get discounted access to our 6-week best-selling course, Rap Tycoon, where we'll show you exactly how to go from amateur to professional in just 30 minutes a day. More info on that and your instant discount can be found by clicking the first link below. But let's start with step number 1, the influence infusion. Now, the journey to establish a unique rap identity may begin where least expected, recognizing and embracing your influences. You see, the common misconception says that originality emerges in isolation, meaning you're just born with it and you and your influences are just purely self-made without any acknowledgement of the artists who came before you and inspired you to start rapping. Yet every rap heavyweight can trace their artistic lineage back to the giants whose shoulders they stood on. And this isn't just the case in rap. Think about sports, where legends like the late great Kobe Bryant chiseled his prowess by initially playing exactly like Michael Jordan, or Tom Brady, who quite literally grew up in the San Francisco area and learned how to play the game by watching the 49ers Joe Montana throw the football. This tradition of owning your influences holds true in the genre of rap as well, where the titans of today sowed their creative seeds in the soil tilled by their predecessors. Take Kendrick Lamar, for instance. Even he would concede that his early style was largely a cocktail of Tupac's soulful narratives and Lil Wayne's nimble wordplay. When we look back, Kendrick channeled Tupac's gifts for weaving philosophy without being preachy, conveying raw emotion while upholding a veneer of resilience, and peppering his verses with the kind of emotional emphasis that reminds us of Tupac's own cadence. Yet simultaneously, Kendrick weaved in Lil Wayne's whimsical linguistic flips, balancing weighty, substantive storytelling with a playful bounce and entertaining lyrical punchlines. In a similar vein, J. Cole's compelling sagas owe a debt to the detailed landscapes painted by Nas, so much so that Cole literally has songs speaking directly to Nasir Jones like a watchful uncle in Let Nas Down, as well as Eminem's lyrical dexterity influencing Cole in later years. Of course, also echoing Nas, Cole uses his platform to launch a discourse of contrasting viewpoints, often splitting his identity among various personas. His narratives are unfiltered and forthright, showcasing an acute awareness and dedication to authenticity in songs like Neighbors. Therefore, in step number 1 for learning how to create a unique rap persona, you need to identify exactly what your top influences are and begin infusing them, hence the influence infusion, we like to have snappy names here, into your work. But just as you hone clarity on your musical influences, forging a relatable narrative with your songs is also crucial, which brings us to step number 2, the story surge. Now, the story surge, as we'll call it, to help make the concept stick in your mind, teaches you that you must visualize crafting an extended narrative throughout your music, or a storyline that fans can follow and resonate with. Take Logic, for instance. With ethnic roots branching in both black and white heritage, his music explores the contours of his biracial identity and life's path. His verses serve as a vessel for voicing his pride in his ancestry while confronting the biases and false perceptions encountered along the way. His third album, Everybody, is a deep dive into personal reflections on racism and his life straddling two worlds, with tracks like Take It Back, Africarian, and Black Spider-Man mapping his voyage. Similarly, the very essence of your musical style can underscore your narrative when it echoes your personal saga. Chance the Rapper infuses his upbringing into his beats, marrying local jazz and blues to forge an audio brand that's unmistakably his. Acid Rap, for example, stands out as a vibrant, contemplative anthology of this, soaked in rhythms of soul, gospel, and jazz. And that fusion not only reinforces Chance's narrative, but also cements his connection with his audience, carving out an auditory niche that mirrors the spirit of his Chicago upbringing. Therefore, for step number 2, we want you to identify an extended narrative or consistent story that you can weave throughout your verses and songs, whether that be lyrically like Logic and his heritage, or sonically like that of Chance the Rapper. And this will help guide your writing sessions to know exactly how you want your records to sound and what to say on the track when you're ready to record. However, when embarking on the journey to create a compelling rap persona, it's essential to recognize that it's not just about how you craft your story or who inspires you, but equally about how you embody the narrative through your choice of visuals, which we'll dive into in step number 3, the visual voice. Now, in the world of modern rap, visuals are non-negotiable. Your presentation, encompassing everything from fashion sense to video and marketing aesthetics, must echo the groundwork laid in your musical narrative and influences. Take A$AP Rocky, the self-proclaimed fashion killer, right? Who has skillfully woven the threads of high-end fashion into the fabric of his music. His fashion choices, as avant-garde as his music itself, cycle through audacious and challenging streetwear to timeless high-fashion looks. These choices are a physical extension of his music, which fluctuates between high-energy tracks to mellow psychedelic vibes, often punctuated with shout-outs to designer labels. His attire not only reflects the luxury cited in his lyrics, but also the innovative nature of his beat choices. On the music video side, Travis Scott curates a psychedelic visual realm that's in lockstep with his sonic identity. His album artwork and the experimental design of his performances are integral to his brand's DNA. For Utopia, Scott recently orchestrated a visual spectacle to parallel the auditory adventure, featuring multiple album covers and even a cinematic piece shot in Italy, Circus Maximus. And his music, all throughout Astroworld up to Utopia today, invites listeners into a hallucinatory soundscape as well. This visual strategy spills over to his fashion ventures as well, such as his collaboration with Dior, which showcase scenery sprinkled with colossal blooms and cacti, an ode to his Texan roots, and his artistic brand Cactus Jack. Therefore, once you've identified your influences, began to weave your unique extended story throughout your music, and gotten your visuals to match your budding persona, we have to turn to the main catalyst of any rapper's personality, the lyrics themselves, which brings us to step number 4, the lyric lockdown. Now, it should be quite obvious at this point that in order to have a standout rap persona, your words must resonate with authenticity, weaving consistent themes that not only capture attention but foster a community of fans transformed into a devoted following. You see, your lyrics are the cornerstone of your identity, paving the path toward becoming an artist revered not just for your sound, but for substance. Take the late great Juice WRLD, for example. His voice in the industry stood out for its unfiltered dive into heartbreaking seclusion. His tracks, often characterized as Midwest emo rap, we might say, were the outpouring of his own trials, speaking to the collective consciousness wrestling with personal struggles. Lucid Dreams, his crowning single, encapsulated the whirlwind of post-breakup emotions and the fight for emotional survival that followed. His verses vividly delineate despair and solitude, echoing as an anthem for those grieving over lost connections and wrestling with their demons. Yet your lyrical journey doesn't always need to dwell on somber reflection to leave an unforgettable mark. Big Sean offers a different playbook, often recognized for sharp wit and unforgettable quips. His lines often resonate by blending humor with everyday scenarios, enhancing his music's relatability and adding layers of meaning. His wordplay is a dance of self-reflective wittiness and bombastic comedy with double meanings that reveal their humor on a second listen. But Big Sean's lyricism transcends just joking around with one-liners. It crafts quotable phrases that linger over the track, offering both a laugh and a lens into broader social dialogues and personal enlightenment. But with all that said, in step number 4, what are dope and reflective and witty lyrics if they don't have an amazing flow to back them? Therefore, the next step is to turn your flow into a factory and make sure that it consistently stands out from the pack in step number 5, the flow factory. Now, it should almost go without saying that the quality of your flow can make or break your rap persona and can lead you to millions of dollars in success. For example, we all know DaBaby's distinctive fast-paced flow is a defining characteristic of his sound, setting him apart from many other artists in the rap game. His flow is often described as a form of the Southern triplet flow, a rhythmic pattern that involves grouping syllables in threes. Now, this style is not unique to DaBaby, but what sets him apart is his mastery and control over it. His bars feed directly into each other, and he never lets the rhythm really run off beat. This control, combined with his sense of humor and the way that he lets his lines land, makes his flow engaging and memorable. Probably the best example of this is his legendary LA Leakers freestyle, which you should check out if you want to see his mastery in the realm of flow and maybe consider taking some notes for your own cadence and development. However, as we also know, some critics argue that DaBaby's flow can be monotonous and sound the same due to its repetitive nature. On the other hand, Young Thug's vocal delivery is a unique blend of diverse pitches and innovative use of flows. His voice is often described as an instrument in itself, bending to convey a wide range of emotions. Young Thug's vocal style is characterized by its unpredictability, with his songs often featuring a variety of different flows and rhyming patterns. And Young Thug's vocal delivery is not just about the sounds he makes, but also about the way he uses his voice to interact with the instrumental music. So rather than focusing solely on wordplay, Thugger often prioritizes melodic vocalizations, giving precedence to the intersection of his vocal inflections and the instrumental music. Therefore, don't be afraid to be highly experimental with your flow, specifically when you're learning how to find your rap identity. It's an absolutely crucial aspect of not only your music, but your marketing overall. Because as we can see, many household name artists first got into the culture's conversations by having a standout flow. But crafting a distinctive rap identity extends far beyond mastering a compelling flow or crafting memorable lyrics. You have to make sure that the overall sonic experience, as we might say, also puts you into a different league than your competition, which is described in the next step, step number 6, the sound signature. Look, integral to your artistry is the cultivation of a signature sound, a sonic thumbprint so distinct that your presence is immediately felt in the opening bars of a track, and any imitation is recognized as an homage to your originality. In other words, you will know when you have a signature sound or a unique identity that can't easily be duplicated, when someone can say that other rappers are trying to sound like you when they do a track similar to your own unique style. Let's consider, of course, Drake, whose music fuses hip-hop, R&B, and pop with a fluidity that's become emblematic of his brand. Although he has been rightly criticized sometimes for jumping on other people's style waves, the ease with which he cycles between singing and rapping specifically has not only defined his style, but also solidified his tracks as versatile and unmistakable. Drake's sound does more than just blur genre lines. It embodies his adaptability, allowing him to navigate through vulnerable storytelling and unapologetic confidence, all while maintaining the core of what his music is distinctly for him. Despite a lot of the naysayers, let's keep it real. I mean, how many Drake clones do we hear on a daily basis popping up? A lot. In contrast, the Migos carved out their niche with a trap sound punctuated by their instantly recognizable ad-libs. These vocal flourishes are not just auditory signatures, they're exclamation points that underscore their lyrical prowess. These ad-libs encapsulate the essence of who the Migos are, spontaneous, brimming with energy, mirroring the group's kinetic spirit. And these bursts of vocal creativity have not only embedded themselves into the fabric of the music, but also have become synonymous with the Migos' identity, etching their place within the landscape of hip-hop with a style that's emphatically their own. So if you want to be sure to lock into having a unique rap identity that can't easily be duplicated, study both your song structure like Drake has done and your ad-libs like the Migos in order to better guarantee that your sound is truly your sound. But although we've covered mostly musical and creative points that will make you stand out identities, what would a breakdown about rap personas and identities be without a little bit of marketing analysis? So in step number 7, let's break down how to use your social media to craft a unique rap identity. Finally, the distilled essence of your artistry must resonate with the audience in this digitally driven era. What worth does a distinctive character and sound carry if it fails to reach the ears and eyes that matter? It's imperative then that you ensure that your marketing and branding are meticulously curated to not only draw a crowd, but to cultivate an assembly of lifelong advocates. Let's think about Tyler, the Creator, who has masterfully constructed a digital domain that often surpasses his musical ventures. His success stems from an unwavering commitment to broaden his creative horizons, anchor his brand firmly, and stay true to his ardent supporters. His fashion choices, mirroring the urban flair of his early collective Odd Future, evolved into Golf Wang, a line that fuses street style with upscale yet playful sophistication. On a different note, Doja Cat mesmerizes with live performances that are nothing short of electrifying. Renowned for her breath control, intricate dance sequences, and otherworldly attire, she crafts live shows that are a vivid extension of her brand. She engages with her fans with beloved anthems, deepening the artist-audience bond. But Doja Cat's allure isn't just confined to the music alone. Her aesthetic transformations through bold makeup and attire craft unforgettable images, reinforcing her influence and acclaim far beyond the music in the avant-garde of beauty and fashion. And so make sure that your online presence and off-the-mic decisions match everything you've learned today, much like how Tyler, the Creator, or Doja Cat are as viral and well-known when they're not rapping as they are when they're actually making music. And now we'd like to see you in the comments, what aspect of starting a rap career is giving you the most difficulty right now? We're going to be releasing a lot of new content coming into the winter, so bundle up. It's about to get cold out here. We're about to have some great coaching. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to visit the video description to get our 6-week amateur to artist course. I've been your host, the big homie Drew for How to Rap. I'm out.